Hello and welcome to another video. Today, as you can see, we're already ready to go to the Nürburgring. This weekend, Saturday right now, it's the final round of the German time attack, and so it's the last round, and also the one and only run of the European time attack challenge. So today or tomorrow, actually on Sunday, it will be decided who gets German time attack master and the European time attack master. Right now I'm third in the German championship, and I think it will also be the place where I finish the season, hopefully not fourth. That would be very disappointing. But we'll see in 1.5 days. So I don't know how much or how many other contenders for the European time attack in club class are gonna come. I don't think it will be that big of an international field. It will most likely be Swiss, German and Austrians. I don't think many from Sweden or England or the UK are coming to the Nürburgring, unfortunately. But we have a very classy field in the extreme, and there are just some crazy cars from Sweden, from I think Norway, Finland is the Fat Cat, the Audi R1 121, our Audi R8 121. It's just an incredible beast, and a lot of cars also from the UK. Andrew Barber is here, so we do have quite a lot of international drivers here. I think they're even coming some from Italy, so it will be quite a European event, and that's good. So I hope for a lot of spectators. Weather right now isn't that good. We have 12 degrees and rain, but it should be better tomorrow, so hopefully for some better weather. So I would say let's go. Welcome to the Nürburgring. Hello and welcome to the Nürburgring. So I've just headed the pits because it's too loud out there. We just drove the first session. It's still very cold. We have roughly, I think, 15 degrees, and it's also not very wet, but it's moist and not that fast. box, box, box. Dat war knapp. We had the first session was locked for, I will show you them later in the video. We have the first session made for logging, and where I have to drive on the track. Everything runs very well, so we don't have any issues so far. I hope that stays like this. When I compare myself, maybe I can show you the footage. I was behind the Toyota Supra with roughly 400 horsepower, and on the straight I can keep up. I can't get past, it's just too powerful, but I can keep up, so I think the power is very reliable and it's very fast as well. So that's it for the first session. Everything went well so far, and yeah, I'm gonna show you now some footage from the pit wall from the crazy cars, because right now it's the extreme cars out, so let's have a look at them. So it's about a month now since we're back from the Nürburgring, and to be quite honest, it was a disaster. I would say. Yeah, not really a disaster. A disaster would be if I crashed, but it really wasn't good. The reason for that was the brakes, or not the brakes, but that the car didn't brake at all. In the first session, everything went perfectly well. The brakes worked as they should, and the car ran just fine. So it was a really promising start for the day. But during the next sessions, the track dried up, and we had, we could improve our lap times. But unfortunately, when you're going faster, you have to brake more, and we encountered brake failure. So the brakes did fail. We had no idea why. We didn't know what the problem actually was, because at one braking point, when I hit the brakes really, really hard, the brakes just failed. The pedal just fell through, and there was no brake pressure at all, so the car just went straight. Lucky me, I had a big runoff area at that place, and so nothing happened. And after a few pushes on the pedal, it came back to life, and I could safely return to the pits. My first feeling was the brakes aren't, we have air in the brake system. And then so we bleeded the brakes for, I don't know, 2 or 3 times again, but we didn't see any air come out. So we didn't thought, yeah, that's the actual problem. So I tried again. Same procedure, next lap at the exact same spot, I pushed the brakes as hard as I could, or I pushed the brake pedal as hard as I could, and it just fell through, and the car went straight, and no brakes, no brake pressure. And that was quite scary, because I encountered it just in that particular corner, but it could happen anywhere. So, and we didn't really know what the problem was. So At first, we had a few working theories, like maybe it's an ABS sensor that's malfunctioning, or the ABS itself has a problem, or the ABS block maybe has air in it, and as soon as I hit the ABS, or as soon as I brake it as hard that I needed the ABS, it just opened up. That was just a few working theories. We didn't actually know what the problem was. So we decided after, I don't know, we tried that 3-4 times. We tried actually to remove the fuses for the ABS, but that only brings you so far, that the engine is going into limp mode, because it says, yeah, you don't have any ABS. Here you have limp mode, and yeah, that's not a way you can do a fast lap, actually, or obviously. So that wasn't the solution as well. We tried to remove the ABS. We bled the brakes, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, but we didn't see any air come out. So we thought, yeah, that's not the problem. And yeah, it was a hectic day, or a hectic morning. And after the 3rd or 4th attempt, when the brakes failed, I decided to stop racing and retire the car, because it just wasn't safe. If that happens in any other corner where I don't have runoff areas, I will go straight into the wall. I may hit another car or whatever. It just wasn't safe. So we decided to abort. Yeah. Which I needed now, I think, yeah, it's 4 weeks since then, and it's the first time I'm talking about it in public. So yeah, a few people already know. We tried, I don't know, a few things up there, but it just wasn't safe anymore. So then we got back to the hotel and watched the rest of the sessions from the balcony, and that's where the footage of what you just seen of the cars is from. So yeah, it was a really disappointing day. I was 3rd before that. Now I'm, I don't know, 5th or 6th in the championship, with 2 out of 5 races I didn't attend. And yeah, so it was really disappointing, but it is what it is. And when I talked to the manufacturer of the brakes, he got me on a very, or he sent me a very interesting article he wrote. I will show you the link to it. It's when you have air behind the pistons. If you fit completely new calipers, they're filled with air, obviously, and you need to get that air out to have a firm pedal. And I never heard of what he told me, because actually the problem was we had air inside of the pistons, just attached to the piston at the back. So when I braked as hard as I could, and when everything got hot, the air expanded and got the mushy brake pedal, which resulted in no brakes. So I didn't even know that was a thing. I never heard of that before, actually, and honestly, so that was quite new to me. But when we were back at the workshop, that's one of the things we tried, and we put in just some very used pads and pushed out the pistons as far as we could, filled everything up with brake fluid, and then bled the brakes like this, and then pushed the pistons back, put in some new pads, and then did everything again. And then actually we saw some air coming out. So we had air inside of the calipers, and that was the problem. So yeah, I'm a little bit, how do you say? I learned something that day that I didn't knew before, but that was actually the problem, because as you can see right now, the hood is stock back. We don't have the decals from the racing or the numbers and stuff, and I removed everything so I can test the car on the street, which I did, and everything just worked out fine. So I think that was really the problem. You can't be sure, or I can't be sure, that this was the problem before I'm going back to the track. So we'll see next spring. but I think that was really the problem, because we did see some air come out of the caliper. That was it. Really disappointing day, unfortunately, but yeah, we learned something. And yeah, that won't happen. That will not happen again. So now it's time to make everything ready for winter. We're starting to replacing some small stuff on the car, but we don't change that much most likely this winter. Just fine-tune some things, and yeah, let's see where it goes. You will see where it goes. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good week. See you next time. Goodbye.